turkeys dancing here. They're getting ready for the Thanksgiving holiday.
Can I say what we call them colloquially behind the scenes?
Yeah, go for it.
The twerking turkeys.
It's got a ring to it. We were just discussing. I want to meet the person who made this. I put together, but who made the turkey
the 3D
itself?
imaging, the animation. Like we have a library of things that we can take and put within our graphics in our system, and this was in there. Someone, a human being, had to say, let me get the eyes just right so they can stare right into you as you look at the turkey fanning the flames.
Do you know what we need for our weather graphics computer?
Tell me.
God, that's what they said. They were like,
I thought you had an
more
idea for
upper level data. Nah, this right here.
Well, we got Thanksgiving. That you asked the question. I thought rhetorically, what do we need in the system next? And you brought it up off camera.
Maybe there's other holidays coming up here that could be dancing too. I'm saying
the old Santa Claus.
Yeah,
Saint
Nick, he gets his dance.
Let me get.
So what are we doing here, Lou? Besides,
back on the rails. I apologize to the viewers. Meteorologist Lou Turner, meteorologist Robert Speta. I love spending time with Speta because I always learn something, and that's the beauty of our weather team. We're always trying to learn from each other, and we are 1 week out from Thanksgiving. So I think it's fitting. We're within that range where I think we're confident enough to where we can kind of make a good forecast for you, whether you're staying home or you are going to family, friend's house, or traveling for Thanksgiving and enjoying a little bit of twerking turkey with the fam. So let's take a look at the countdown is on. Robert, we got 7 days. We mentioned 7 days of Thanksgiving. We mentioned other holidays. We get Christmas 34 days out. And if you're celebrating New Year's Eve, we are 40 days away. Where did the month of November go?
Right?
I feel like it was October yesterday.
And it's already feeling a little bit more Christmas-like out here, too. You got that chill in the air. So,
and we had that one. So we've had this front. We're in that season, aren't we? So we're kind of progressing out of hurricane season into the mid-latitude cyclone season, the progressive pattern of front after front after front that's going to bring us fall. I mean, eventually we're getting these blasts and then we get warm again. But I'm showing this picture. The cloud shield's now dipped south of Disney World and down towards maybe Melbourne and south of the Space Coast where the front is. So we're truly in it. But kind of looking way out west, we got some stories to tell here with the things that we can expect that because everything's connected. We have teleconnections, Robert. So this will certainly be something that we need to watch here over the next several days. What are we looking at?
Oh, that is a bomb cyclone or a bombogenesis. What do you prefer to call it? Bombogenesis or bomb cyclone?
I'm all about syllable efficiency. So I'm going to go bomb cyclone. Now it's a scary term. Cyclone sometimes is alarming to people. Oh, what do you mean when you say cyclone? I think people's minds immediately go tornado or just some scary, whether cyclone simply refers to motion of air, a specific motion of air that would be counterclockwise around a low. So that's cyclone. Let's kind of take away the fear element of that, and then the bomb element of it, referring to the how quickly the pressure is dropping with this.
24 millibars in 24 hours is a technical definition.
It's amazing.
It's a meteorological term by the American Meteorological Society. If you look it up inside the encyclopedia for the AMS dictionary, I should say, the bomb cyclone is in there. It's the same as polar vortex. These are terms that have always been there, but they start to get kind of the hype behind them and all that. But
atmospheric river, another one. It's not quite as hypey, but it does kind of paint the picture of what's happening in San Francisco or Northern California right now, up the coast, the Cascades, and the Pacific Northwest.
I think that's the key thing. They paint the picture, and that's the point, because it's bringing hurricane strength winds out there. Blizzard warnings as well for the Pacific Northwest, which, correct me if I'm wrong, Lou, I think it's 35 miles per hour sustained for 3 hours in a less than a half-mile visibility with snowfall. So it's not just heavy snow.
It's a lot.
Yeah. That's a bad day.
It's a bad day. And so cold core system, a lot different dynamic than a hurricane. But when we mentioned we're transitioning out, this is the type of system, these clippers that'll be moving across the country. In fact, we've already had one. This system, kind of wreaking havoc on some of the Great Lakes region there. Just a classic example of the mid-latitude cyclone, the low pressure that you'd study in meteorological school, the comma shape, and we got impacted by this because on the south end of this was the cold front that came through late in the day and brought us a cold air.
And this thing is lingering. It's actually a little retrograding, meaning it's going backwards a little bit. So, we're talking about looking ahead to Thanksgiving. A lot of people are going to be traveling.
Yes.
Southeast, okay, but if you're heading like O'Hare, I can see right on this map, O'Hare is probably going to have delays. Cincinnati, over towards Toronto, New York. So if you're traveling maybe a week ahead of the Thanksgiving, I know it's not the big travel day just yet, but this thing is creating some messy weather heading into the weekend.
Well, you look ahead and what's happening out west now is that, moves across the country. What will that impact? And kind of our upper air pattern showing that progressive system. The lows out west kind of moving back across the country. If you're travel, now we're zooming out to Wednesday. So if the travel included anywhere in the Rockies, if you were going out west coast, I think the coasts are the ones you just want to be very, very cognizant of your airlines, always, of course, but especially at this time of year. But thinking if you were going out California, the Rocky Mountains, or even the East Coast, if you have family, from Chicago, Detroit, over to Erie, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Rochester. I just, be aware now, and even to Thursday, looking like we have that snowstorm coming through to Kansas and panhandle of Oklahoma and towards Missouri ultimately to end that week.
And do you think that's eventually going to kind of impact the first coast too?
I think with rain, certainly. I think as we get to Thursday, Friday of this, we get a more organized front, right, Robert? And granted, this is just like when we talk about with hurricane forecasting. When you get to that 7 to 10 day out, there's a lot of things that can impact computer modeling. This is makes sense climatologically. This is exactly the time of year where we get these strong fronts. So that would tell me this makes sense with that, again, another area of low pressure right over the Great Lakes. It's that time for lake effect. We're getting into that sort of time. So Friday, if you were thinking it'd be the travel home at the day after Thanksgiving, look at the eastern seaboard there.
Yeah, and you're right. It's that time of year. So you're thinking maybe after Thanksgiving, maybe for people traveling post-Thanksgiving, it could be a bit messy out here. I like this graphic too because it just shows us the upper level winds, the jet stream as it dips down. And, we're going to be looking, it's just what we call kind of the fancy meteorological word for you, meridional flow, meaning you got a lot of these dips, these ups and downs in the jet stream. And the more we see that, the more we're going to be seeing kind of these long range changes here, which going to this, and Lou, you want to talk about this because, we're talking about a cold front and everything, but what's happening here with the 6 to 10 day outlook with that warmer above?
So when you see the flattening of that jet as you get a little bit further out would suggest that warmer air from the south trying to eke its way a little bit more north. And also, just general flow of things. You talk about an approaching cold front. So it's all about timing. Ahead of cold fronts, you get the southwesterly, sometimes southeasterly breeze, but generally south, and especially around these parts as the fronts get a little bit closer, you get a tightening pressure gradient. Those winds really pick up. You get some warm, even tropical air that gets sucked in ahead of the front. Now, when the front passes, it's that collision of the cool with that warm that moves up that creates the chance for some thunder, gives us that rain chance. But ahead of these fronts that are coming through, it seems like we'll average warmer than normal with the bursts of cooler.
But this is not until next week, right?
Right.
Because I know if the near term this weekend looking
very cold.
chilly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're looking out even to Thanksgiving week there. So expect general forecasting locally, expect warmer than normal conditions. So Robert,
I love these graphics.
Long and the short, what are we thinking with the weather turkeys
for Thanksgiving Day on the first coast, so specifically around the Jacksonville area? We're going to go sunny. Sunny.
I'm with you.
There, that one. This guy right there, get the sunglasses out, ready to go. Now, I still think we're going to get some chilly mornings in there.
Yeah.
But you're right, during the daytime, warming up mid-70s, so about...
Seasonable.
Yeah,
where we should be, in my opinion. Now the cold guy, is he cold or is he scared?
Right? Because I am a little nervous for him.
And the cloudy guy just confused.
He's not having a good day. I want to know what's going on here. There's so much to unpack with this graphic.
Yeah.
Between the dancing turkey, the guy just,
where's he going?
What's he looking at? And plus the advertisement that says turkey in front of them.
Delicious.
A little dark there.
Little dark meat.
No wonder they're getting on the bus and getting out of this town.
Yep.
Yeah, there's our forecast for Thanksgiving right now, mid-70s.
Still sticking with those mid-70s, and we're going to still stick with a good bit of sunshine, though. We are watching the timing of a front, so let's be cognizant of that and those changes that could be made that could adjust things by 12 to 18 hours. So we'll watch that very, very carefully. Travel around our country. Remember when we showed you the big map, as we look to next Wednesday, I know that's like the busy travel day, obviously. If you can't avoid the Wednesday, do it. But looking out towards Denver, Salt Lake City, if you've got connections there, you're going to see family in those towns. We're talking about the potential for some snowy conditions. They've got the infrastructure to deal with it, but that could delay things as well. I'm also looking, days ahead of that, if you're trying to get out early, along our coast. So again, we watched that massive system that's out in the Pacific Northwest right now. You're thinking about travel. If you have travel to LA, up to San Francisco, Seattle, let's be aware. And it's a long trip to get to go to see family. It's probably not very often you get to go do that if you're making that long trip. And then up towards New York City, if you got the East Coast, the Northeast plans, looking okay for Wednesday. I still want to watch out very carefully for the potential for some lake effect happening towards Rochester and Buffalo. All right, so a little fun with our twerking turkeys. One has to go, and I'm not talking about the turkeys, Robert. So first, before I bring up the things that we're gonna have to pick, you have to pick one to leave. Get off the table.
All right.
What is the favorite go-to Thanksgiving food item for you?
I like a solid stuffing.
Stuffing, okay. And it's stuffing, not
good
dressing. Down some folks, I grew up in South Carolina. I know you're from Western New York. It's stuffing or dressing. Have you heard that battle before?
Yeah, I know the battle.
You're familiar with the battle.
I've always grew up with stuffing.
Of course.
Granted, dressing, it's...
I'm going to just call it, but you know what? It's cultural, and you and I are just going to have that battle through eternity. So one has to go. I put up, that's mashed potatoes and gravy.
I do like a good... I think the gravy is more important than the mashed potatoes.
Gravy is an actual... on Thanksgiving, gravy is a food item. It is a part of it. It's not. It doesn't exist. It can exist on its own. But you're right. That one's got to go with mashed potatoes and gravy. Is including the gravy, so that might make it tricky. Pumpkin pie is what I put here. I'm going to do any kind of dessert. I'm going to include that. But pumpkin pie is what I used. My go-to dessert on Thanksgiving is key lime pie. That's what my family does. From down this way, we do that. All right, there's your green bean casserole.
Ooh.
And then the stuffing and or dressing. Dressing. So, Robert, one's got to go. What are you kicking off of your buffet?
It's the green bean casserole.
Green bean casserole's got to go?
It's got to go. Now... If you're twisting my arm,
I'm twisting your arm here.
Then it's the green bean casserole.
Okay.
I mean, I'm all about the mashed potatoes. It's got to be good gravy on there. The pumpkin pie, you got to have a dessert. Come on now.
Yeah.
So if you, what about you? What about you? Because apparently it's not the green bean casserole.
It's not the green bean casserole. It's not the dressing. You know what it is? I don't have much of a sweet tooth. Now, if I am going to have dessert, it's going to be key lime pie. That's the kind of the go-to. But usually I never save room for it anyway. I've got to have all those starches. I've got to have it. So take a hike, pumpkin pie.
This is true. By the time I usually get to the pie... the pie gets ate later the next day.
Sure. That's a good point. It's the leftovers, and all of those things are great leftovers. So let's leave them with the 7 day, shall we? Because we don't quite have Thanksgiving on the 7 day yet, Robert. But we're looking out to Wednesday the day before. We're putting that 30% chance of a shower in because we do see the front. I think we have been talking extensively about all the cold air we've already got in place right now. That's not lingering. Okay, so we've got Friday morning cold, Saturday morning cold, even patchy frost possible west of town. Sunday morning cold, and then we begin to rebound a bit. Certainly cool mornings, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but our afternoons begin to rebound as the winds shift more out of southwest. That'll help us get those warmer afternoon temperatures in the 70s, which looks like it'll linger locally into Thanksgiving.
I got an important question for you here on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Are you a parade guy or a football guy?
Football guy.
Yeah. I like the parade. I like to put the parade on and just have it play.
There you go. And it's kind of like every once in a while you look up. I like to listen out for the local guys who are in the parade. Like every once in a while you're going to get First Coast marching bands or cheerleading groups or groups that are in it. I like to kind of pick up a little bit. It's nice because you don't want to have something on Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever holiday. You don't want to have something on TV that's going to be super captivating. Like I've got to sit and watch because now you're not focused on the meal, cooking, your family. You just need some kind of like, random stuff on. So I think the parade on is good for that. But now when it's time to lock in, I like to have my football on.
Nice. Sure. By the way, first off, make sure you stream First Coast News Plus on Thanksgiving Day. If you're watching over the airways, who will be cutting in during the Macy's Day Parade? And what I mean by cutting in is every so often you're going to have your local weather forecaster pop up. It's going to be that guy over there. Right?
Yeah, we're with you on Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
100%. I'll be right here with you. Morning forecast and cutting in on the parade. So I hope you have the parade on. Great. Good point, Robert. Let's be parade people. And every once in a while I'll jump in.
I'll be here during the evening show. So unfortunately, I will not be cooking. But first, the station provides a nice little meal here for us. So, which I think maybe it's a good excuse for me not to have to labor over the turkey.
Going to do all the dishes.
100%. Yes, and all that. So it's gonna be a fun day, be an interesting day, and the weather's looking good for it. So that's good.
I agree. I think so. Safe travels to everybody who's getting on the road. Just get there, get back, be safe and sound. Again, the summary, the coast. We'll watch very carefully the coasts for any major travel disruptions as we get towards the end. So anyway, for Robert Speta, meteorologist Robert Speta, I'm meteorologist Lewis Turner. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. We'll update you with Thanksgiving activities as they come in. See y'all around.
Bye.